We're going to break down your backside 360 to see how you can start landing this trick. There's going to be a couple main issues you're having right now. The first one is that you're over snapping the spin. This means that when you're coming off the takeoff, your upper body is in a hyper exaggerated snap, making it so you're going and reaching, throwing too far down, and this is causing your body to angle. This angle works on something like a 720, 540, and we can actually see that here. Because of your angle, you're getting corked, but if you would have continued this momentum to a 540, you would have had more time to go get back to your feet and get level. But because you're doing a backside 360, you don't have much rotational access to adjust your spin. This means when you're doing a back three, you need to make sure that you're not throwing down towards the ground, because any form of dip is going to make it so you're on an axis that you won't be able to get back to both feet, and you're going to end up landing tail heavy like this pretty much every time. The other issue with snapping this aggressively is it's making it so you're pre-spinning. See how your board is going and spinning and pushing down. Your nose is going and is flat, and your tail's sort of lifting. This is making you go through the jump. Where on a backside 360, you really want to be going up and with the jump into the landing, because that pop up is going to give you so much more power and so much more control and a little bit of extra air time, what's really nice on a small jump like this. If we go and look at my backside 360 on the left, this is a slightly bigger jump, so I can do it even more gradual. But my snap, instead of throwing down, I'm actually lifting my chest up. Pulling the chest up and popping, sort of like you would for a straight air where you're trying to just get height upwards, is going to help you control the spin. It's also going to keep your chest taller and more aligned, not dipping your front shoulder, what we see here. The other important part of this is if you go and snap down, it's going to make it so your upper body has this tilt, and that's going to make it so you need to look over and around your shoulder like this. Compared to on the left, this up snap patient spot is letting me spot underneath my arm, what's going to let me go and hold a constant spot on the knuckle while keeping this flat plane of axis, where the over the shoulder spot is going to make you go and exaggerate this dip and lean into the landing. So that's why even though you're doing a super aggressive snap, nice and tall, there's a lot to like about the snap. It's just on a backside 360, combined with a couple of other things here, it's not going to be a form that's going to work very consistently. So how I think you should go and fix this is, first of all, your in run. You're going and having good transfer from your heel edge to your toe edge. The timing for that is fine. You could delay it a little bit, but this is fake snow, so it's a little bit harder. But notice this backhand. I want to see your backhand slightly more towards your chest. This is going to make it so you're more wound up forward facing for the jump, making it so you have a larger range of motion to snap, so you don't need to snap this hard. Because you want to be leaving off the lip, sort of in this position here, but with your head more down looking this way. So this is your end body position. This position would work great, but you'd need your board to be fully off the takeoff. So that's what I want you to think about. Think about getting to the jump and having your tail snap off the end with your upper body in this as your final snap position. Because there's one more thing I want to note here, and that is your snap, you're holding the snap. So see how during these few frames, your upper body isn't continuing to rotate, instead you're holding this rotated position. You can do a very small range of motion snap, and that's going to set you up with plenty of spin, only if you continue that snap duration throughout the full takeoff. If you go and hold yourself at any point of the spin, it's going to make it so you lose your rotational momentum. So you need to go finish in a less snap position, go and make sure that you're popping not downward, having your upper body lift up with the jump, and then you need to go and make sure that your spot is staying underneath your arm and your head and upper body and everything staying aligned with your snowboard. Because as soon as you start tilting, shifting off the takeoff, it's going to set you up for failure every single time. What I do like about your form here, though, is this is a powerful snap. This position right here, if you were snapping off your tail with this snap, you'd be set for a really big spin with a lot of power, as long as you hit it with a proper head position after. So all this backside training isn't for waste. That's some good muscle memory you built for some good things with his backside form. It's just not what we're looking for a backside 360 because it's too aggressive, it's too angled, and it's going to throw off your axis of rotation too much. So as a final recap, go and make sure your backhand is slightly more round towards your center torso. This is going to add more twist to your upper body, making it so your range of motion is larger. And it's also going to let your hips open up towards the jump a bit, what really just helps delay the snap. Next, you're going to want to go and delay the time before snapping. You want to delay it almost a whole board length. You're snapping around a board length too soon because you want to be in this position right here as your board snaps off the end. And the last thing is, if you're leaving off in this position, it's important to make sure that your head isn't looking forward this way, but instead leading the rotation, looking a bit towards your backhand, like this. So I'm spotting down towards my tail instead of looking up and around. You go and combine all these things, and it's going to make it so your backside 360 feels way better, works way more consistent, and you're going to just be able to build off that for bigger spins in the future. Let me know if you have any more questions, and I'd be happy to help.